Hey, welcome back. Today I want to talk about something that I think is really important when you're thinking about your marketing, whether that's strategy or content creation and customer service in general. And that is the client journey. I think it's really important to create a client journey map. That's how you're really going to understand your client and the process from before they become a client to how they find you to what their interaction is like with you as an attorney, and then what they say about you when they're no longer their client, your client. Client journey mapping is really important. Every law firm wants clients, but there's a big difference between clients who knock on your door and are dying to work with you, already know who you are, really have great respect for you right out of the gate, and those who you've got to convince to hire you. And what is the key to creating that relationship before they even become your client? That's having an understanding of what their client journey is like. I'm going to take you through that step today. See, the client journey map outlines every interaction that a potential client and then ultimately an actual client has with your firm. So first and foremost is awareness. Now, their journey is starting long before they have ever met you. Maybe they are already dealing with a lawsuit or a potential problem. Maybe they're unhappy with the relationship that they're in with their spouse, right? Whatever kind of attorney you are, whatever your practice area is, you've got to think about what is that client, what do they look like, who are they 6 months from the time that they hire you. You really want to hone in on what are they thinking about, what is their experience, who are they interacting with, what are their fears, not just the moment when they come to hire you. That's important too, and we'll get to that, but you've also really got to be thinking about what's happening to them 6 months ago, a year ago. Your goal should be to somehow get them to find you at that moment. Now, they may not be ready to hire you, but you want to provide them some kind of value or service or knowledge or sometimes entertainment in that stage of their journey, because they're going to have an awareness of you. They're going to know who you are, so that come to the present time, when they're ready to hire you, you're going to be their person. So how do you do this? Key tactics for building this awareness: first and foremost, SEO. You want to be writing blogs. You want to be updating content on your website. Basically, feeding the Google beast, as I like to say, and getting the SEO to connect you with that ideal audience. Social media is a great place to do this too, because you can be talking about all these topics that this client is thinking about or having problems with in that sort of 6 to 12 month window before they hire your firm. By the time that they've come to the point of today, the present day, and they're ready to hire an attorney, you are now increasing the amount of competition that you have. Out here, there really isn't much competition. You don't see a lot of lawyers creating content for the space that your client is in at this point in their journey. So think about that to build your awareness. Another way to build this awareness is through networking and leadership opportunities. Again, get yourself out in the community, be a person whose name people know, even if it ultimately becomes someone who can give a great referral. This is an awesome way to build awareness, and really, I think, is one of the key steps that a lot of lawyers and law firms are missing in understanding that client journey. So what's the next thing that you need to be thinking about when you're mapping out your client's journey? That's consideration. What does that mean? That's really the stage in the client's journey where they know that they've got a problem or a situation that they're struggling with. They're now aware of you, and they know that you exist and that you potentially maybe could be a solution. Maybe they don't know that yet. But consideration is where they start to see you as a potential solution to their problem. So how do you build this consideration? How do you get them to actually consider you? First place to build this consideration is through Google reviews. Now, this is a really easy way to build up your online presence as well, and to have this sort of social proof. Ask your clients to leave a comment about what it was like working with you. Now, I will say that this does open the door to also get some negative feedback. However, this is crucial. Look, even Disneyland gets bad reviews, so don't be afraid. What's really important is how you respond to both good and bad reviews. Clients read that. Think about the last restaurant you visited. Was it a perfect, 5-star reviewed restaurant with thousands and thousands of reviews? Likely not. So it's not unexpected that an attorney is going to get bad reviews. Also, unfortunately, you can't control who leaves you reviews. However, we can respond to it. I'm gonna do another video another time about how to do that in a way that's professional, but also that can honestly benefit you. But asking former clients for reviews is a great way to build up that consideration in your client's journey. The other way to get reviews is to ask professional colleagues, especially if you haven't had a lot of clients yet, or maybe you're in a new practice area. Ask for character testimonials about, hell, what a great human you are. Those work just fine. Another way to build up that consideration for your client and to make them really want to think about you as a potential solution to their problem, make sure your website is crystal clear about what it is that you offer and how you can help. I think unfortunately a lot of lawyers fail at this a little bit because they try to put everything on the website and it's unnecessary. You don't have to get crazy, keep it simple, but you want to make it clear that you're an expert in whatever niche you're in. So as your client's journey progresses, when they're finally ready to make a decision, that's step number 3 on their journey, you want to make it really easy for them to say yes. So what does that look like? How do they interact with you? Is there a phone number to call? Is there a form to fill out? You want to keep it simple. You want to make sure that all of your website, your social media posts, there's clear calls to action. Don't have them do a ton of stuff. If you're on a web page and you want them to email you because that's the way that you want your potential new clients to connect with your firm, focus it on email. Don't have an email option and a phone number and also a chat bot. You might have some of these different ways on different pages, but I like to keep it really focused. Likewise, when you're making social media posts, don't ask them to grab the link in bio or leave a comment. Pick one thing. I know it's going to be really hard to sit on your hands and not want to do all the things, right? But it's really important to keep it simple so that client knows exactly what to do. Finally, make your prices transparent and set the expectations right out of the gate. I like to do this at the consultation stage. Listen, your prices should be transparent. If you want to charge a $10,000 retainer, it's fine. It's honestly normal in a lot of industries, in a lot of communities. It's fine. So just be transparent about it. Say what it entails. Say what it costs. Don't play, hide the fees. Clients hate that. They'd rather know right up front. Explain to them how you bill, right? Like this is a business interaction. Yes, you're helping them, but this is a transaction. They need to know what their money is going to be spent on, how you bill, what you charge for. Make it easy for them to hire you. Okay, so at this point, I think a lot of attorneys are like, great, the client's journey is complete. Well, I'm working on their case now, right? So maybe not completely complete. But they think that now the client's journey is really just the handling of the matter. And while to a certain degree, yes, of course, that is important. The service, right, is first and foremost what they are paying you to do. I think a key part of the journey or a key step here is also this retention stage, okay? So what does that mean? What does that look like? You want to have regular communication. Now, of course, that's for you to decide. What does regular communication look like to you? Set an expectation. Make it realistic. Maybe you're having a check-in once a week. Maybe it's once a month. Maybe in a case that is going to take several months or longer, you realistically need to have something that's spaced out fully, right? But really make that communication clear. And above all, if you say you're going to communicate at a certain frequency, do it, please. So another way that I like to make sure that that client retention is happening even while you are still working on the client's matter is to provide some type of educational content, whether that's in the form of a newsletter, maybe a monthly, blog post, an email that you send them that says, hey, I'm thinking about you, some sort of extra touch point outside of just communicating about your case. Now, this could take various forms. And this is where I think that you really have the opportunity to stand out and let your personality shine. This could be in the form of a live event. It could be in a workshop format, right? I've seen real estate attorneys who will provide live workshops. Obviously, you have to understand your state's rules of ethics and what you are allowed, right? Like, I'm not suggesting to gift gifts. give gifts or anything like that, but perhaps it's, sending them a list of some of your favorite family-friendly restaurants. You're a family law attorney, and, over the holidays, there's some great family events happening in your community. You want to make them aware of it, right? It's just a little something. It costs nothing to you. Also, this is something that you could leverage AI. You could train a VA to do for you. You could even use someone on your staff, like a receptionist. Do this throughout the year, and it just kind of adds a little bit of an extra something to your client's current experience. I touched on it a little bit, but I think personal touches are also a great way for this stage of the client's journey to really be exceptional. So think about what your onboarding process looks like. As the legal profession has gone really virtual over the last 5 years, you might want to consider sending something in the mail. Maybe throughout the different stages, as your client hits certain milestones, maybe you want to, send them a card, or it's the anniversary of something. You want to give them a call and just, give them a private note of encouragement, something like that. This could also link back to some of the value content that I was talking about in the last point, where maybe you're sending a newsletter, and for current clients, you've got some added value and some added information that is only for clients. But think about how you can put personal touches on your contacts, on your content, on your connections with your clients, and that's going to really just elevate you in the mind of that client. All right, we're wrapping up the client journey and mapping out the process through which your client gets to know you, is aware of you, is considering you, and then ultimately hires you. Now that you've finished the client's case, what happens next? The client goes off into the world. See you later. Bye. Well, ideally, if you've done a great job throughout the course of their journey, they're going to leave being a raving fan. Ideally, you've given them the work product or the case solution that they were hoping for. Obviously, that can't always happen, but even if you've handled their case in such a way that really made them feel connected and like you were just a trusted partner in this situation that they were in, they're going to leave being a raving fan. And that's the idea, is that you want them to refer people back to you. So don't be shy about requesting that referral. You want to make sure that you understand your state's rules and regulations about asking for referrals. In the majority of states, you can't pay for it. You can't incentivize them in any way. In some states, you can't even ask for them. So really understand what that can look like. But ideally, if they leave really feeling like you've done a good job for them and that you've cared about them, they're going to recommend you to people they know. A really easy way to make sure that when they leave your firm, that they are raving fans, is to stay connected. Now, in some states, you may not be able to ask for the referral, but there really isn't anything barring you from staying connected. So make note of, milestones or special events or the anniversary date of something positive happening, right? Send them an encouraging note. Be a human and stay connected. And again, that client is really going to remember you. And then when they go out into the world, they're going to want to refer you and tell people about you. All right, so I know that mapping out a client's journey seems like a lot of work, but if you think about these different points in the client's experience, from before they know you all the way to they have left your office and they're a raving fan, really thinking about that entire journey is going to help you develop your marketing strategy. It's going to help you really understand all the different ways that you can stand out to potential clients. Thanks for joining me. I hope that's really helped elevate your marketing. I'm looking forward to seeing you in my next video.